Yeah.
But I don't got my passport now. Mine's expired, so I'm gonna have to step that up real quick.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. No arcades though, so it's gonna be kind of weird. Even when Joe comes here, he's gonna. I mean, there's not gonna be like a time where he can't play because online play is always great and everything. But you know, like in terms of going to like sessions and stuff like that, it's gonna be a bit.
Right.
Well, I mean, he knows the right people, so it's all good for him, I suppose. But for like the common player, it's pretty rough. There's only certain days where like you can have these kind of sessions, and you got to pay money, which is not a big deal. It's just kind of got to accept that if you live in Japan, pay money for everything. But
yeah, it just kind of sucks. You can't get it consistent, huh? Like consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, well, out here is kind of the same thing, but it's more so that either it's too far, or just people are working, or just people are lazy, whatever the case is. But we'll still get good numbers no matter what. But like for example, for me, I don't really travel to the LAN centers like that as I did before. Like before, I used to live in Brooklyn. That's why I used to see me at Next Level a lot. But now I live a little farther, so I don't go. And the trip late night is pretty annoying to me. That's just me personally. So the only time I really go to NLBC is when I get a ride or something like that. So Henry, don't hate me. Don't think I don't want to go. So, but yeah. But mostly I chill with the MvC2 homies, and we actually train. And we don't train that train where we'll just play like 100 games and we don't say anything. It's not those training sessions. It's we'll play it and we'll pick apart our bad habits and stuff like that. So we're definitely trying to incorporate that more. Hopefully everyone else incorporates that. There's a lot of egos and stuff like that, which is a good thing. It could be healthy, but it actually stops growth of how to get a player better and stuff like that, how to get them more ready.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, speaking of that, I was. I mean, it hasn't been lately, but I remember there was like some Twitter banter between like not having people step it up on the East Coast scene in terms of Street Fighter V. There's so much noise being made on the West Coast, obviously, and on the East Coast. I think you were making a vocal that I guess to put it lightly, people want to keep things to themselves, and they don't really want to make it out and share the wealth, share the knowledge. Am I correct?
yeah. Well, I don't think I necessarily meant it that way. I think well, it was something similar like that. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm trying to remember what exactly was that I said. But yeah, no, people tend to a lot of stuff, man. And I come from that old era where save it for nationals. I do have tricks in my pocket that I save it for nationals for sure. But I always give them the canvas and the paintbrush always, and I'll tell them how to draw the picture every time. You know what I'm saying? But what comes after that you're gonna have to come with your own picture. You know what I mean? If it makes sense.
Yeah.
But your own art. But I don't hide nothing. I'm on my stream every time, and when I'm in the lab showing the Necalli stuff, I always let people know what's the deal, stuff that I do. So I just be like on some funny stuff, like, yeah, man, I know you saw my stream. That's why you did that setup right there, or something like that. But other than that, no, I don't like to hide anything. Hold on, give me a second.
Yes.
Just want some water. But yeah, there's nothing to really hide, man. Especially in this game.
In this game, I think hiding stuff actually hinders you more because you have to get used to so many things. And like, even though like in past games it would be like I have to know this guy's setup, but in this game it's more of like I have to know if this guy usually goes for frame traps or like that, or like when is he shimmy, like stuff like that, like general stuff, and pick it up on like their patterns rather than like some unblockable setup or something.
Yeah, no, for sure. You definitely want to know what's going on, so like you can see the layers of offense, get used to seeing the layers of offense, so you can actually come up with options to get out of these situations for sure.
That's what I'm saying, like, man. Fucking LPN and fucking Knuckle Dude, they played against you. They took notes. I'm telling you. No,
it was smart, man. It was smart. That's my fault for assuming that I wouldn't bump into these guys in the tournament. But so lesson learned for sure. Lesson learned.
When's your next tournament anyway?
ECT for sure. So hopefully I do well in that one.
When is that? I'm not sure.
That's next week.
Oh, really?
It's been a lot. Is it? Hold on. Let me check my calendar here. No, it's 2 weeks from now. Damn, time freaking flies, man. Yeah, 2 weeks from now will be ECT. I think it's like the first weekend of September. So yeah, you'll catch me there. I I was thinking about going to TFC, so we'll see what happens. And then, finish off the year with NEC. Just a lot of Eastern tournaments, a lot of Northeast tournaments.
Is there a reason you're not making it out to like West Coast or international tournaments?
Well, due to me not being sponsored anymore, it's pretty hard to take out some of that rent money and buy some tickets to go anywhere. So it's going to be pretty rough.
Podcast, the millions and millions.
I mean, we'll see what happens, But in terms of sponsorships, man, I don't like the cut and dry. Here, money, just push our product. That's it. I'm not with that, man.
Please go on. This is interesting. I want to hear more.
Yeah. Please go on. I'm all about. So I've been in the game for quite some time. I would say 11 years. So the first half of that, when I did travel like to the West Coast and stuff, that all came out of pocket. But I always had that thought in myself, that satisfaction. I would say that I came out here and I learned something. I learned something about myself, and I realized coming up, and I realized my value, that I am a brand. You know what I'm saying? So I never thought that I would ever say that I was a brand, but it just kind of happened. I just put everything together and I became a brand. Right. Now that's established, it's been established for a while, but when that was established, I really look at my sponsors like, yo, man, if these guys really want to help me, I want them to help me grow as a person and as a business.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
It makes perfect sense, man.
So when I see people that just do it, and then they'll get that nice run to go to these tournaments, and then all of a sudden they just get dropped like a bag of potatoes, that just goes to show you they don't care about your value. Right. So when I'm looking for sponsorships now, like it was kind of like that with the Steam Co. But two guys that was working with them, I'm not gonna say no names, but there was two of the main guys that was working with them. They actually got dropped. So all that was left was the guy that was running the business. So everybody. So just so I could clear the air now, they didn't drop us because of the Capcom Pro Tour thing. It wasn't that at all. It was just, the guy felt like we couldn't make him no money, so he dropped us like a bag of potatoes. Now, it wasn't like that at the beginning. So when that happened, I kind of felt disrespected, but it's whatever. Especially when I made the guy money and stuff like that. But that just goes to show you that you really have to know how to value yourself.
Well, I mean, so it's all lesson learned, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't take it with no salt or any bad blood or anything. I mean, they took care of me, and I've always appreciate that. But that just goes to show you, man, that you really have to care about your value for sure. So now, let's say if I get a good offer, yeah, I'll send you to every tournament. But what you gotta do is just wear this shirt. I'm gonna be like, nah, man, no, thank you, peace out.
Because you already been there. You already been there.
I've been there. And you know what though, the sponsors, yes, the sponsors that I've been with, Broken Tier, beautiful. Mm-hmm. It was just more so the capital wasn't there because we didn't have too many ways to make the capital. Mm-hmm. So, but that taught us a lesson, especially Kugi. Shout out to Kugi. That taught us a lesson of what we could do with ourselves and value ourselves and what we could spread to the market. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't nothing bad blood with Broken Tier. Like that was just, and that's just me leaving. I left for smoke and mirrors, I mean, they sold me a good dream, and then I found out at the end of the road, I woke up, it wasn't for real. So, but that's just but Broken Tier was a beautiful sponsorship. Steam Co was good, like I said during the beginning. But yeah, definitely, if I would ever get sponsored again, I would definitely tread carefully. That's just me. So.
I see where you're coming from. I was sponsored by eLife Pro. do you remember them from back in the day?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, things were never like really bad, but I always felt that like whenever I see like new players, and let's say I'll give one example, like Alex Myers. Alex Myers, fantastic player. This has nothing to do with his skill at all. This statement is just like, when Street Fighter V came out, like, sponsors just suddenly, they saw Street Fighter V came out, let's grab the players that are doing great, like, right now. And then Alex Myers, great player, but at that time, there wasn't enough results for anyone to gather, like, who was a good player or not, I think, like, a company could approach a situation like, oh, we saw this guy did really good this tournament, get him on board, something like that, right? And so those logically, I mean, those probably won't last that long. So it's
I mean, that's sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
It's more so that's just the nature of business, man. They always do those little trial runs, like, yeah, man, let's give him a year, see how he does, and then That's just any sponsorship really. Like there's like no pointing fingers at any certain sponsor, but that's just how it happens, man. So like I said, those are the ones I'm talking about, man. The people that don't really value your brand, you as a person, as an individual, your IP.
Would you have any advice for any people that might be in this situation? Like maybe something they could learn along the ride?
Well, I would say this. For the people that do want to travel and just want to do fighting games, then that's fine. What I'm telling you, the trial runs and stuff, those are fine. If that's all that you want to do is play fighting games and travel and get that experience to get better, then by all means go do it. But at the same time, be careful what they're doing with your name, because they could be making money at your name on the side, especially when you sign the contract. So please read the fine print. That is very important. But other than that, if they're taking care of you, they put in food. Most importantly, I want the sponsors to put some money in their pocket and just let them take care of themselves. Like it sucks that you get sponsored and they'll fly you out to a location. Yeah, they'll give you a room, but then you have to come out of pocket to buy your own food and stuff like that. Like, nah, man, take care of your product, man. Like, Take care of them. Put some money in their pocket. Like, I would love a sponsor to like one of my boys or whatever the case is, that they never have to waste $1 going to a tournament. So, but like I said, those for the players that just want to get sponsored and play, But then you got these players that want to, expand beyond that, that they just want to be more than just a player. They want to just be just something in the game, in the community where it will help them, and then it will help them as the individual, and it will help the community as a whole as well. So. Right. Those are the people I would say, just don't undervalue yourself. Don't lower yourself. Don't lower your value for just crumbs and breadcrumbs. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you feel
I would say like that.
Don't you feel that's kind of like an FGC realization? Because like to be honest, we're in the infancy of being sponsored. We're like still adapting to the process of how that is. So like for us, like I remember back in the day, not going to mention who the sponsor was, but it used to be like 50%. You make money, you give us 50%, like something like that, right? And that is pretty rough, because even if you had even the best outcome, damn, like you don't even make that. You probably don't even come out on top, really.
No.
Yeah, that good. I mean, just the fact that we dealt with that, and how it is now. I mean, it's much better than it was before, for sure. But there's always I think the number that we have in our head should be much higher than what we think it is, because of our our state of mind in this situation.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I agree, man. I agree. Like, but yeah, like I just be careful, man. When you just looking over that contract, just really be careful be very wise about what you do nowadays.
Hit up
like you said,
Ultra David for legal advice.
Oh no, hit Ultra David, dude. That's actually a pretty smart thing too, but you're gonna have to come out of pocket. But that's just business. So if you really want to do it a safe way, I would suggest that for sure. And Abraham Sotelo, he'll be in the mix soon. I think he got like one more year to finish school, and then he's like officially a lawyer. So big ups to the homie Neo. Yeah. But yeah, man, just like I said, if you just want to be the player, then go for it. But if you want to be more than that, if you want your IP to just have some value, because that's good for the resume too, man. Like everything that I've done so far, I put it in my resume. Yeah. So anything that has to do with casting, gaming in general, everything that I've got hired for, it's in there. So like the Mandalay Bay, that's like the icing on the cake right now. That's pretty good.
Oh, you're gonna use that in the future.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah,
guarantee gonna happen. By the way, have you ever heard of a show called Evo or a channel called ESPN2? You might.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm milking that. Yeah, milking it, man.
I love it.
I'll probably add on the side I know Joe too, man. I don't know if you've seen that guy. Like fun of the
We hugged on camera.
Yeah.
It was a good hug too.
Hey, I didn't even notice people really caught that too. I never watched the rebroadcast, but they were telling me, yeah, man, that look, that stare down was epic. Now it's like, oh yeah. That was just regular. Like I didn't even see those cameras around us. That was just regular. That usually happens, man. That happened at Winterboro when we made top 8. We did like the same thing. I was like, yo, let's go, Joe, kill him.
No, stuff man. Like people are afraid to be genuine. I swear, man. Like it's so odd, because you hear it everywhere. Like, just be yourself. People will appreciate you for who you are. Don't be fake, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of ways that people can phrase it. But I mean,
Yeah.
when you and Joe, whatever you want to call it, embraced when he was making his walkout, that was real. You know, like I think it's on your Twitter or maybe your Facebook or something.
Yeah, my
like
profile
banner,
picture.
right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that look that you had, I was like, that's real. Like go get him, boy. You know, you were saying something like that, right? Like, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Some shit, right?
Nah, I just said, you already know, Joe. You already know we here. And then he was just like, I know.
Yeah, something
I
profound.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I showed that love though, man. Joe was really happy. I felt him, dude. I felt that energy on for him, which is crazy. So, yeah. Keep them coming, Kim.
Let's see here. So we talked a little bit too much about stuff outside the game. Let's go back
No,
into the
cool,
game
slow.
a little bit. You know.
It's love.
Okay, so I'm gonna define your playstyle, and you tell me if I'm extremely off or if I'm right.
Go for it.
All right, here we go. You want to overwhelm your opponent, and you don't want to give him any breathing space. Once you are in their face, that's your comfort zone, and that's where you make most of your reads. And based on how your opponent reacts, that's how you change up your offense. You rarely want to go on the defense, mostly on the offense. If there's any action that you're making, it's always to get next to them. Am I right?
Yeah. All right. So, okay, you are correct. I do like to overwhelm my opponent. I mean, ever since Marvel 2, I always like to overwhelm my opponent. But it always depends on the play styles that I'm playing. So and the character that I'm playing. So, for example, Magneto. You know, I had backup. That was assist based. You know, his neutral was okay. It was good, but the assist will make it better. So and make it more scary and stuff like that, right? But so now that I play Necalli, for example, I know I would love to stay in there as much as possible, but due to the fact that his limbs is a little stubby, and you know, now that you can recover different ways, I am forced to slow it down just a little bit.
Yeah.
So, like I said, depends on the play. Like for example, Arturo, if I'm getting in, I'm staying in there. You know what I mean? Anybody with a DP, you know, I think twice, you know, stuff like that.
You have to.
Yeah, I think twice. So it depends. It really depends on the play styles that I'm playing. So like, there's certain people that I'll take a bet. For example, Knuckle Do, I'll stay in him. But that's if he plays Nash. But yeah, it depends on the playing style, the fighting style of the player at that moment in time.
Is there ever a point where you actually go the exact opposite and you play totally defensive? I've never seen you do that before.
I've actually played pretty defensive as of late, to be honest. Yeah, I've actually slowed it down a lot. Definitely in pool play too, because in pool play a lot of risks happen, man.
Sure.
Got a lot of people taking a lot of risks, so I slow it down just to get out those pools as soon as possible. It's like you're swimming. You're like in the water and you're trying to get to shore right away. Yeah. But I take my time. I do a steady strokes.
That means like more seismos or something. More seismos.
What I look for mostly with Necalli is crouching roundhouse. I really kill it from certain ranges. So you know how the Necallis, they'll do like pound. They'll still do standing roundhouse. That's like the most weakest thing you can do, especially in high level play. So what I'll do is I'll do seismos and crouching rounds. If it whiffs, at least if I catch him reaching, I can like punish him with crouching strong or do another crouching roundhouse, and it always leads to a crush counter. Once I land a crush counters, my eyes light up and I'm like, okay, I'm in. You know, like the door's open. It's like that's like the SWAT team kicking in the door. Yeah. So like that's basically what I look for in my gameplay.
Yeah, so like when you were playing Arturo yesterday, you landed it like a couple times, maybe just twice actually. But the first time you landed, you're like, oh shit! So you like dashed up like 8 times, and then he did a wake up teleport. And then the next time you did it, I knew you were looking for the teleport because that's like what he did the first time, right? But he didn't teleport. I was like, fuck, that sucks.
No, you know what it was? Okay, so I think. This might be lack of knowledge, right? But when I see the teleport, I'm assuming it's the Tiger Knee one.
No, you can't do that. It's only the ground one. I mean,
it is only the ground.
Assuming that you were doing a meaty attack, yeah.
Okay, so now I know. See, there was lack of knowledge. So when I say and most of the time, like I said, like you have different defensive options. I'm thinking it's a button. You know what I'm saying? Or like a V reversal
really
or something.
Negative, dude. It's like -40 or some shit. So
yeah, no. No, now I know for sure. You know what? It was like a benefit, even though that I didn't punish him, but he was pushing himself in the corner. So I kind of looked at it like that at that moment. So I was like, okay, you know, you can get away with it, but if I hit you again, at least you're there already in the corner, and I can harass you. You know.
Sometimes Arturo, he teleports. Like when he's in the corner, he goes out of the corner. He just takes that damage, which is like good in all, I suppose, but not against Necalli because you could react and do like 3 heavies or whatever on him. So I think he really ate it when he chose to do that.
Yeah, Defender North, he got me really good. It went round for round, but like, yo, he knocked me down. I kept pressing buttons. I was playing too fast. So I was like, yo, when I make sure I play this guy next time, I'm going to just slow it down. That's it. So it definitely worked out in my favor this time. And he was pretty Pringles, too, so he made that easier for me. Defense is pretty suspect. Arturo, you got to just block a little more, man.
Not saying anything. Not saying anything.
But no, yeah, so that's about it. So, but yeah, I have definitely been slowing it down a little bit. Like early on in Street Fighter V, I was really aggressive. But, you know, I was like, when I finally read the data, I was like, oh, man, I can't do this. Yeah. Can't do that. You know? So, because I was pretty clueless on what I was plus on and stuff like that. But I had an idea. You
ever see any other characters appealing to you other than Necalli? Because Necalli makes sense now that you say all that. So,
man, Bison, dude. Those are the first two characters I picked. It was Necalli, first and foremost. I seen the trailer, that Evo, and I was like, oh my God, he's getting picked. You know what I mean? I didn't even know if he was gonna be good or bad.
Cool, man? He looks kind of dumb. You know.
So I like the long hair concept, dragging on the floor. That looks pretty cool. Him just lighting up. I don't even like bright colors, but for some reason,
he's just ogre though. He's true ogre. That's
dude. It's just the fact that he has that physique and the battle scars just tells me that he's been through some struggles. And then just the hair lighting up, powering up like that. I was like, yo, dude, I got to play this character. No, the slam dunk sold me. That was sold me. When I seen him grab from one hand, wheel him around and slam him, that's when I was like, all right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That right there is what sold it to me, for sure. The stomps, too. You have the appeal of the character has to really sell it to me, you know what I mean? And then when I seen Bison the first time, when I seen him walk like that, I was like, oh my God, that's so boss.
He's so slow. He can't go anywhere. It's so sick. I can't believe it.
And then when I seen
I'm sorry.
When I seen the first beta, he did his dash. I was like, that don't look too cool. But then when they revamped it and it was the teleport, I was like, oh, all right, now we're talking. Now it looks good. But
oh man,
but so many things right now. Bison, even though I just feel like it's like this from Capcom in terms of Bison. It's like they know he's the boss of Shadaloo, so they just can't make him cheat.
Dude,
so they have to.
I've been saying that shit, man.
For like the longest, right?
When people think about Bison, what do they think of? They think of fucking Champion Edition Bison, right? They think of, like, dumbass, scrubby Bison. So they're like, fuck, you can't do that shit ever again.
Yeah. But no, seriously, man. I think that's one of the reasons. But me and Jago kind of broke down the character one time. We just all met up one time, and I was like, and he asked me that question as well. I was like, yo, why you don't play Bison, man? I was just like, you want to see? And so I played a couple. 5, yeah.
Okay.
So the problem is, it's just too random in the scrambles to know when the anti-air, they're the air or something like that. So that kind of turned me off, you know, especially with the latency of the movement. That even made it worse. So, and you know what's crazy? When I complain about the lag, it's not super bad. It's just those crucial moments you really need to be crisp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons I stopped playing Bison. And then another thing is, you know, I didn't know what matchup to pick Bison for because I had Necalli, and I just be like, man, I got Necalli. Why do I need Bison? You know, so I looked at it that way. So, yeah,
but I can tell you like Bison because you use Bison in Street Fighter 4 also, right?
Yeah,
for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's pretty.
I actually had to match him with something because like the match was getting a little too harsh, man. I couldn't wait too long, so that's when I picked up Abel.
Yeah.
And then Abel gave me a little bit of results.
You beat Justin once. I saw that.
No, almost not. I can't take credit for that. Man.
What are we talking about? Wait, didn't you beat him? I'm pretty sure.
No. I beat him in team tournaments, but not in no singles. I beat. It was last round. I remember it was like Winter Bros. It was like one of the Winter Bros for Super Street Fighter 4, and I almost beat him. It was like last round, like last hit. And he got me, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm just remembering it wrong.
No. I beat him for sure in like team tournaments back in the day, but no singles. So no singles. Yeah.
White Abel, is that what you use?
The blue Abel, neutral color Abel. I've beaten everyone in EG except Ricky. Except Justin. He's the only like missing piece from the
in singles. I'm assuming you mean, right?
And Street Fighter singles, yeah. But yeah, that basically I've beaten everybody. You know, Eduardo, I was like his demon for like 1 year for a while. Mm-hmm. And then let me see, Marn. I beat Marn. I think Flo was like the only one at the time. Yeah, Justin's the only one missing. In terms of beating.
You'll get.
We'll see, man.
Hold on. Well, Marvel doesn't count at all. I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, Marvel used to whoop his ass in that
Yeah, I
one
mean,
too.
come
so.
on now, shit.
Not all the time, but I'm
Without
very,
question.
very consistent though. Very consistent, but he definitely has a lot over me for sure.
Yeah. Let's see here. What else on my list? You know, keep this professional.
Yeah, man. Shoot.
Let me get some hydration. Also, shit.
Hell yeah. I had to wash down all this hype. Because freaking every tournament I come back, my voice is hoarse every time, raspy. So
About that
definitely.
CRT in the background right there.
Oh yeah, that's why at Marvel, man. Boys come over. I got the Dreamcast right there, actually. So, I mean, we don't play the game at all, but they'll just randomly be like, "Yo, man, get a couple of beers." And be like, "Yo, you want to play some Marvel too?" And I'm like, "All right, come on, whatever." So I just always leave it there just in case we ever go back.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you could download ISOs. Remember the ISO days for Dreamcast?
I don't know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But you can play in a game. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you can play any game. No, let's. But yeah, for sure. That's why that's there. And they got the VHS thing in there too, so in case we want to record the footage on some funny stuff.
The VHS thing.
Yeah. It's pretty. There's probably a cassette tape in there right now with some Marvel. Hope so. I don't know.
Oh man, like, cause I never learned Marvel 3, so like I bet you like my muscle memory and everything, I can still play Marvel 2.
Yeah.
I know I can.
Yeah. I think the only difference with Marvel 3 was the button layout, dude. When I play every game, I never tend to a new game, like say for a Marvel series, I never go back to the controller. I want to learn how you have to learn it right then and there.
Wasn't there
So
people that like they like changed the scheme, like go back to Marvel 2, but then they like went back? Who was that?
No. Actually, the people that committed to the Marvel 2 button layout stay with the Marvel 2 layout. Like guys like Chris Schmidt, Mix Up.
There we go, Chris Schmidt. There we go. That's what.
Mix Up. CJ Showstopper plays like that also. But
to this day.
Yeah, they still play the same way. They'll play Marvel 2. Fierce on the top, kicks on the bottom. But I mean, it's not really all kicks. It's like the launcher would be like one of the bottom ones. Like Magneto's S, it was on the Fierce. So it's pretty cool. Actually, no, I think it's like short or something. I don't know, but they play Marvel 2 layout with the 2 assists on the side.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about Marvel. Fuck it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when the new one comes out if it drops.
Oh man, dude, if it comes out, I'll play it for sure.
Yeah, man.
And more options, the better.
And you guys got a solid scene out there too when it comes to Marvel. A lot of people don't know that. There's a pretty good scene over there. Pretty small, but you know, it's good, strong competition. Pretty good.
You know what I always wanted to see? I wanted to see the run back between Kusoru, is that his name? Kusoru?
Yeah.
Kusoru, yeah. Whatever his name is. Like he just took the win and fuck it, I'm out of here. You guys salty forever.
Man, right? I was so stubborn that year, man. Yeah, we was pretty salty. Because what's crazy was I was thinking about, so Wesker beats his team. Mm-hmm. So, but I was so in there with Spencer, like I'm again with Spencer. But I didn't know Beautiful Joe beat Spencer that bad, to be honest. So I was just like, okay, so next time if I see him, I'll pick. But I never saw him ever again. So yeah, so we're gonna have to hold that L for sure forever. Oh. It's cool. It was a good win. So I'm not mad at that.
It's a good moment, you know. It's like something that most people will remember, and it's kind of keeps the rivalry going, especially in Marvel, because Marvel at that time is like, I mean, let's be honest, you know, no one's really touching America in Marvel, right? So then they bring out a great ass character, and then bam.
No, it's just the team composition was pretty weird, man. It was first time I seen Log Trap. That's the first time I seen that assist and play. It was in that tournament, so there was a lot of interesting things. And that was when the meta was pretty. It was changing by every tournament. Like every tournament, you saw something new in the meta. In the neutral, but let's not talk about Marvel. That's we'll save that for when the new game comes out.